Close your eyes for a moment. Think back to a time when life felt slower. When technology wasn't invisible, it had weight, sound, and personality. A time when a box bigger than a microwave turned your living room into a theater. When the internet greeted you with a strange musical dial tone. When a tiny plastic tape held the soundtrack of your entire childhood. Today, we're not just remembering objects. We're revisiting entire moments of life, moments built around machines that once felt magical, but have now quietly vanished. Number 1. VCR, the machine that rewound time before on-demand existed. This was the most powerful device in the home. Families would gather around the TV, someone would shout, "Did anyone rewind the tape?" And suddenly, the whole house would scramble. VCRs didn't just play movies. They gave people the superpower of control over television. Missed your favorite show? No problem, just hit record. That era created a culture around tapes, renting them, borrowing them, even hiding snacks inside empty cases. But as DVDs brought cleaner picture quality, and later streaming made everything instant, the VCR slowly died out. In 2016, the last VCR rolled off the assembly line. It wasn't just the end of a machine, it was the end of family movie night rituals. Number 2. Dial-up internet. When connecting was an event. There was nothing casual about going online. You sat down, closed the door, told everyone in the house, "Please don't pick up the phone." Then you pressed connect. And that iconic robotic sound filled the room. Every web page loaded line by line. Downloading a single song could take all night. But that slow internet felt like a gateway to a new universe. Chat rooms, early websites, email. For the first time, dial-up introduced people to digital life. Eventually, faster broadband arrived and dial-up struggled to keep up. But no sound in tech history is as nostalgic as that connection tone. Number 3. Floppy disks, the save icon that was real. These little plastic squares carried your entire digital life. School assignments, early computer games, family budgets. Simple notes. The 8-inch floppy looked like a vinyl record for computers. Then came the 5.25-inch. And finally the iconic 3.5-inch hardshell floppy. They could store barely anything by today's standards. But in the 80s and 90s, they were treasures. People labeled them with markers, stacked them, and guarded them carefully because losing one meant losing everything. USB drives and cloud storage eventually buried the floppy. But its symbol still lives on as the universal save icon, proof that icons outlive the devices they come from. Number 4. Pagers, the tiny gadget that made you feel important. A pager on your belt meant you mattered. Doctors, technicians, business workers, they all relied on that little beep that said, "Call me back. It's urgent." For a whole generation, pagers were the closest thing to modern texting. One beep, one message, one sense of importance. They became trendy, then misused, then outdated. When mobile phones added texting, pagers slowly disappeared. Today, only a few hospitals still use them. They're nearly immune to network failures, which makes them oddly reliable even today. Number 5. Cassette tapes. The soul of 70s and 80s music before playlists. There were mixtapes. You recorded music from the radio, hoping the DJ wouldn't talk over the intro. You made tapes for road trips, for friends, for people you secretly liked. The click of the cassette door, the rewind button, the fear of the tape getting eaten, every part of it was an experience. And when the Walkman came out, music became personal. It traveled with you. CDs, MP3s, and streaming eventually pushed cassettes aside, but nostalgia never left. Today, small artists and collectors still adore them for the raw, warm sound. Number 6. The answering machine, the voice that waited for you. Imagine coming home, pressing a big button and hearing, "You have 3 new messages." The answering machine wasn't just technology, it was a lifeline. People confessed things on answering machines. Families heard loved ones' voices again and again. Businesses depended on them. Its roots stretch back to early magnetic recording in the 1930s, but adoption exploded in the 80s. Then voicemail arrived inside phones and the answering machine faded. But for decades, that blinking red light meant someone had called and cared. Number 7. PDAs, when smart devices were just getting smart before smartphones took over. The PDA was a pocket revolution. A digital calendar, a notepad, a contact book, a calculator, and sometimes a stylus that everyone lost instantly. The Apple Newton, Cyan organizers, Palm Pilots, these devices were the ancestors of every smartphone today. But once phones got email, calendars, and touchscreen apps, PDAs simply had no reason to exist. Still, their influence shaped the pocket technology we rely on in 2025. Number 8. Yellow Pages Google in book form. Every home had that giant yellow brick near the phone. Need a plumber? Flip Pages. Need a repair guy? Flip Pages. Need a restaurant? Flip Pages. It started in 1883 because someone simply ran out of white paper. The idea exploded worldwide. Businesses fought to appear on the first page of their category. It was the original search engine organized by profession, not alphabet. But once online search became instant and free, printing millions of books became wasteful. By the late 2010s, many countries stopped printing them. The book that served millions became a memory. Number 9. CRT TVs, the heavy giants. If you remember lifting a CRT TV, your back remembers too. These massive glass boxes shot electrons at the screen to form images. They were warm, bright, and indestructible. Every living room from the 60s to early 2000s had one. Families watched news, cartoons, sports, and movies on them. But flat panels came lighter, thinner, sharper, and CRTs vanished almost overnight. Today, only retro gaming fans still search for them. Number 10. The Rolodex. The wheel of connections. Before phones saved contacts, the Rolodex stored your network. A spinning wheel with dozens, even hundreds of cards, each handwritten or typed. Business people showed off how big their Rolodex was. It literally represented your influence. Invented in 1956, it ruled offices for decades. But once digital contact lists appeared, emails, phones, apps, the Rolodex stopped rolling. Still, it remains an icon of old-school professionalism. These objects didn't just vanish, they took pieces of our everyday lives with them. Movie nights, early internet memories, mixtapes for friends, the thrill of a beeping pager. They shaped who we were. And looking back at them reminds us of a time when technology felt personal, tangible, full of character. If you enjoyed revisiting these forgotten treasures, hit like, subscribe, and continue this nostalgic journey with us. Your support keeps these memories alive.